This is another New Black World Order TV Productions. This is part 2 of the interview with Mustafa SHABAZZ Allah and Minister Brother Timothy X earlier. Yeah, brother, really go in on that.
The word extinction in and of itself means to wipe out, to eradicate, to no longer be found. And when you talk in that particular paradigm, we're talking about a people whose traces have a root and origin in another people who are systematically being wiped out through murders, lies, theft, deceit. And it's a sad state of affairs that when the traitor comes in and sets up shop, we run to the traitor and get everything that we need from the traitor and forget to take care of our own who's left behind. We even join hands and join on with the traitor and turn into a traitor against our own people.
That's okay.
You know what I'm saying? So that's another form of systematic extinction. When you have something that's wiped out or blotted out, it no longer exists. When you talk about the so-called terminology Negro or African American, that's a term that was misapplied to a people who were made, who were grafted into existence from another people. Yeah, if you want to use the term and say, yeah, we're displaced Africans in America, well, you're so far removed from Africa that you don't have no clue, no connection, no tie to that land. So your root, your origin, your beginning is right here. And if that's the case, then why aren't you a first citizen of this world?
Right.
Why do you not enjoy the rights and privileges of a citizen of these corporations called the United States?
Okay.
Why? Because you were made subject, abject slave. You were property. You are owned. And you're still in that pitiful, poor-ass state today. Pardon my language, sometimes I get a little beyond myself.
That's all right, brother.
But I have to give it the way that I feel.
I got a tough audience.
You know what I'm saying? I have to give it the way that I feel, and some of the more intellectual and intelligent and spiritually minded people might not feel my pain in that way. They may understand, but it may be frowned upon.
Okay.
So I apologize for using profanity. Hey, how you doing? So the basic premise is that if an individual doesn't have a proper understanding of the reality of himself, then he's lost. So if you're lost and you continue to teach that same paradigm to others that come up underneath you, then that's the blind leading the blind.
Okay.
And so when we talk about extinction, if your mind isn't acclimated to right thinking and right building and right teaching and right living, then you're in a state by where you don't exist. You're a non-entity. Why? Because you're not building anything. You're not adding on to anything. You're not contributing to the cause of the upliftment of a fallen humanity. Only thing that you're doing is causing chaos, confusion, and conflict, and ultimately destroying that humanity. And when you talk about the word humanity, humanity means the whole, the embracement of the whole, whether you're white, black, brown, red, yellow, purple, pink, blue, or green, or either come from Venus, Mars, Pluto, Jupiter, Neptune, and so on and such forth.
Okay.
You know what I mean? When we talk about the whole of humanity, not just, we don't have to be separated and divided. We're not talking about an exclusive people. We're talking about embracing the whole.
Is the white man the devil?
When we talk about the white man being the devil, and I understand that paradigm that was being taught back in the 40s, 50s, and 60s, and sometimes throughout the course of the 70s, he has devilish ways.
Okay.
He's not. When we talk about the embodiment of evil, a devil is one whose evil intentions and practices is not confined within himself, but is captured and reflected upon others. So by virtue of your deeds and your actions, you could be defined as a devil. Okay. Not the devil, but a devil, because of your ways and actions.
Right. I don't believe here at the New Black World Order, we don't teach that the white man is the devil.
No, you can't say in today's time, listen.
It's just like calling him God. It's just like saying he God.
Right.
He ain't that powerful.
That's right. And listen, the devil only has as much power as you give him. So we know and understand that when I was a child, I thought as a child, I spoke as a child, and I even did childish things. But now that I'm a man, I put away those things. So you got to grow and evolve. Listen, if that's the case, then who stands on the corner in the hood selling drugs?
A dysfunctional black male.
Okay, so when you call that?
Well, you know, I don't believe in the devil.
I understand that, but would you not apply that?
If I was under that paradigm, I would call him the devil.
That was a devil. That's devilishment.
Right.
That's causing chaos and confusion.
Right.
That's not bringing about peace, harmony, and upliftment.
If I was under the thinking that the God in me, then it has to be a devil in me.
Exactly. So guess what? The duality of the nature in man speaks to that particular paradigm, but we know and understand that terminology has been misapplied for so long that it's become watered down and is no longer in its original context and meaning, so we don't even deal with that. But if I use the terminologies agreeable and disagreeable.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And if we can't agree to agree, and if we agree to disagree, then guess what? We can be at peace and harmony with each other. There's proper understanding. That's supreme mathematics being shown and proven without a limit of doubt.
Me and you do it all the time.
You know what I'm saying?
We go in on each other. We still friends, still do business
That's
together.
right. We disagree on certain points of view. But at the end of the day, we recognize and realize that guess what? We are unique in our own right.
That's right.
And we have our own thoughts, our own dreams, our own goals, and our own aspirations, which gives us the power to become self-empowered, to build and work with our people in a manner that's consistent with right thinking, right living, and right building. Elsewise, we would always be at odds with each other.
Exactly.
We couldn't even come together and do what we do right now.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? If it wasn't that way. But
and I always like to point that out to our audience. Just because we have debates, just because we passionate about what we saying, it doesn't mean we want to fight, kill, and shed blood of one another.
No.
Real men fight it out and duel it in the what? In the mind.
Listen, in the Circle 7 Holy Quran of the Moorish Science Temple, Jesus was teaching when he was with his father Joseph. He said, these tools are the same tools that we use in the workshop of the mind.
But that sounds kind of Masonic, don't it, brother?
But see, you can look at it in that way, but I need you to understand that signs and symbols point evidence to a deeper underlying teaching and meaning. So when he was talking about the 3-step ladder, the 12-step ladder, the hammer, the saw, and the chisel, and the plumb line, these things was given to you for your spiritual development and growth. You know what I'm saying? Not for you to sit around and hide behind these things and say, yeah, I know something that
this you don't know. This is a humble brother, right? He don't like me to call him brother minister.
No.
But when you define the word brother minister, you are a minister.
Well, if you look at the terminology of minister as one who aids and assists the people that are sick, then yes.
And that's what you is.
I've done that because guess what? I was sick.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I got well by the grace of the Creator who cherishes and sustains me in my strength and my Redeemer who aids and assists me in my development and growth that allows me to see things. Peace, Kareem. You know what I'm saying? That allows me to see that, you know, there is a better way. Today is a better day. You know what I'm saying? That by myself I can't do it, but if I put my hand in your hand, together that we can, I understand that. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I know what it takes to get well. I understand what it takes for you to live life on life terms. You know what I'm saying? Hold on, speak for 1 second. Peace and blessings, sister. I'm finishing up this video and I'm going to call you in 2 minutes. All right? Peace. So that's the thing. We need to come to common terms about whether or not we want to live or whether we're going to die. You know, everybody always talking about, I want to go to heaven, but don't nobody want to die. You know what I'm saying? If that was the case, then the graveyard is filled with a lot of false hopes and a lot of false ideas and a lot of regrets. You know what I'm saying? So we know and understand that heaven is not is a state of mind or a condition that you place oneself in or you find oneself in. Because hell is what you go through. Heaven is what you make it, and hell is what you go through. You know what I'm saying? So if you're going through something, that means that at the end you got to come out of it.
Teach.
You know what I'm saying? So and if we're going through a hell of a condition, then the teacher said you're going to come out of it with great substance. However, for many of us, we don't do it.
Right.
We go.
A lot of us die with
ignorant,
not activating ideas and plans that came to us
suppressed.
while we was living.
It's suppressed and is watered down, if not even non-existent. Why? Because they continue to teach daily that everything that we see is created by something that's mythological or mysterious or that you can't understand. But guess what?
Right.
It's working.
Right.
It's working for them. Oh, it may not work for you.
Right.
Why? Because it was created and designed for them. It wasn't created and designed for them, for you. You need to latch on to your own, hold on to your own, accept your own, and be yourself.
Okay.
You can't be everybody else. We need to stop being walking billboards, walking advertisements. We need to stop running around thinking that we can do what we want to do with no sense of impunity, no sense of what's the word that I'm looking for?
Consequences.
Consequences.
Ownership of our actions.
Consequences is a hell of a word. Consequences, if you look at it, means that you got to deal with something. You got to go through something. You have to accept accountability and responsibility for your actions, your deeds and your actions.
Okay, so while we're on the subject of going through something, I'm going to switch it up a little bit, Brother Minister. Do you think you would be able to handle the consequences of going through the debate in July?
Well, let me say this. Our duty, our aim, and our mission at the end of going through this is to enlighten, to empower, and to uplift our people. If I have to take a beating in order to accomplish this end, so be it. However, I don't think that will be so. And I'm saying that because I understand what it's going to take to awaken our people, to aid and assist our people. Fighting, arguing, debating, and downright just getting up there acting other than self is not going to do it. We can do that on the street.
We can do that on the street. But this is going to be professional.
This is a forum whereby you're going to learn something. You're going to come away with something of great substance. After going through this hell on this stage, on this platform, on this dais, you're going to come out of it with great substance. I'm going to come out of it with great substance. I'm going to learn some things, and I'm going to teach some things.
I think you're going to take that L. That's what you're going to do.
I may take an L, but guess what? A soldier never knows his strength until he meets his foe. And with that, I say peace.
Peace. This is another new Black World Order TV Productions. Black Power. All right, Brother Minister.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
No doubt.